morning. Hold on. There's a big class. I know we have not, they will have a place where. So sorry, sir. Okay. What is going on? I need to be now you're not following that is what you need to do. No, that's 1 month. I don't bring that. It's fine, don't worry. As the graduates from some of the things that was listed as what we should need. We have them here. We have the human power. Sharon, sir, we have 4 of them for the 4 graduates that we have. These are Mr. Samson. These are the people listed with that. And then we have our secretary that is here. Yes, managing the secretariat. And then we have some other graduates that are working in the NYC also that we support the instructors. And then in this place we have the simulator. Yes, you can see it. Show you. Okay, so let me introduce our consultant so that we can be able to speak better.
First, I must welcome the University. My name is Destiny Sunday Hamid, and I'm also of this university. My first degree, I'm currently my MBA. So I'm going to this is my home. And FRS is also my home. Because I was just inducted on 21st. So well, putting all this together, following the checklist, and there are some things that I told them. So I know what should be on ground. The simulator is here, fully functional. I don't know if they need to.
No one. Okay, I will simulate.
Okay. So I have assigned that we have.
Put on the projector.
The site, the committee, the model, the visionary committee there, behind there, and then we have our library here. So yes, the projector is here, the screen is also there. Then here we have theory classes in fact. Yes, and we have larger class. We have a class here designated for science. Yeah, mentioned it here. So you can assign to the director. Yes.
You have Sunday in your name.
Yes, okay.
Why did you follow senior? My name is Sunday. So I'm a corps commander. That's my rank. And my job is I should tell over almost 3,000 driving schools in the whole country. So it's a whole lot of assignment. God has helped us this far. And if I'm to visit 3,000 driving schools, you know my enemy will break down. So we don't go to all schools. We don't go to all schools. The premium we attach to this institution, and like I was telling Prof, the interest of the core as a whole means that I must come. Ordinarily, any other person would have come. But we are here to look at what you have. We're here to tell you what we expect. We're here to work together with you. And we're here to kind of, we're 2 weeks back when Mina, food Mina. And I was just telling stories of what we met there. We are here to have a model that we can always say, if you want something, go back to it. You go to institution and look at what they have on the ground. And by its grace, we have well over 50 schools that have keyed into driving school. And oftentimes we used to make this very loud. Driving is a very serious business. In terms of the constituency, the right, every leader has its duty bound to ensure safety and security of all the citizens. In ensuring safety, a crash is a threat to existence of any person. So, if you look at it from safety perspective, you know that it is constitutionally to do this, to upload it to what the constitution demands of us as a citizen. So it's a serious business, very serious business. And having said that, I also, for the younger ones among us, road safety is a product of an academic environment. We don't pretend about it. It was vetted by a set of professors. I was telling Prof, most of you are too young to know Wole Soyinka, but I've heard of Professor Wole Soyinka. He's the brain behind what we are here doing today. And the blueprint of what we are doing today has been there since 1988. What we are here doing today has been written, documented, certified, packaged into plans and phases of implementation. So it's not, we didn't stumble on document. We don't do guesswork. We work based on facts and figures. That's why I see road safety is very, very robust. From outside, you think all those boys stopping and parking, you think that is all about road safety. No. That is just 1% of the whole 100% of what we do. It's a knowledge-driven organization, knowledge-driven organization. And I'm not massaging my own ego, I'm telling you the reality. So when you see us in an academic environment, we are here for a serious business. And to what brought us here today, I'll look at what we have on ground. Thank God is a practitioner. The consultant is a practitioner in the field already, so we'll have less work in terms of what we have on ground. But before then, I'll tell you our expectation where we want to be. One, yeah, this is driving school, yes. It's meant to teach will-be drivers. We want to learn how to drive, get certified, and get a license. That is the basic thing about driving school. But when you talk about academy or an institute, they're looking at not just training will-be drivers, they're looking at how you can improve on the driving skill of already existing drivers. So we upscale you not just on basic driving to know how to get license, but if you are driving, yes, we need to improve on your skill. So we have this partnership with NBTE. I was telling Prof also. We have a program called NSQF. It's a skills certification robust program. And for transport section, road transport section, we are the awarding body. So you train people that want to drive, to learn to drive, good. But proficiency of existing driver is our business also. And we expect that investing from time to time. Thank God, I met somebody in charge of your transport. I'm sure you are working together. Yes. Your existing driver need to be trained from time to time. Not just in defensive driving, their proficiency tests, a whole lot of danger recognition and a whole lot. Driving is a very key business. So we want to look at this center, not just driving school, but also working on the proficiency of existing drivers. Okay, even why not? Even we too at our level, Prof, you think that you know how to drive. I've been driving from the age of 16, but I'm still learning. I've been driving as driving on the road. I drive my parents from 16 years. But I can tell you that the dynamics of driving changes with time, with technology, and everything. These days is button. You don't even see gear lever again. You understand? That is where we just saw sets of vehicle. They say it's electric vehicle. So it's noiseless and with time. I think I engaged you some times back, sir. With time, blowing horn is going to become an offense in this country. When somebody says as a mark of performance, when you are speeding, blow horn and pass. You know, we are working on a topic whereby when excessive use of horn becomes an offense. Excessive use of horn in restricted place becomes an offense. And before long, you discover that we are growing with the global trend of traffic system driving, and that's where we are headed. You know, you cannot get it all done once in a day, but we must start somewhere. So this is a good starting point. Investor environment is a good starting point. And they are modeling because we have over 50 investors that are paid into this program, and there are models that I think is. I was telling Prof also, well, just offhandedly, I was investor of Port Harcourt, and what they made it mandatory, the university community who must drive must go through the academy. And I think they are the level whereby road safety is going to be taught at your foundation level of this study here. At least highway code.
Yes.
You know, when we're investing, they say GST is like something else.
Who is taking note? Nobody. We have it for SMS.
Good.
So driving is part of the SMS. So remember this road safety is part
of yes.
Every student must
learn good, so that it becomes something beautiful. You know, you are forced to learn because you drive someday. Most of you, when you graduate, I was also telling Prof, at a certain age in life, you must know how to drive, not because you own a car. It's a demand on your person that 18 and above, you should know how to drive. You understand? Because the society places that demand on you. Why not? In Mina, when we met a Prof there, as you're enrolling in the jam bike, don't sorry, I'm not being. Jam bike is always a jam bike.
Yes, jam bike, yes.
Jam bike is always a jam bike.
Sorry, jam bike.
You understand? As in Mina now, as you are coming in, is compulsory. In fact, that you register to learn how to drive before you graduate. Are you getting what I'm saying?
That's what we are.
Part of the requirement as you are doing your registration is driving an academy, 10,000 or whatever. Then they put them in. It's a must. Prof, I'm sure I know you can push it. Then by the time we are at that crossroad, the problem now becomes you, and you. How do you cope with the population of students without compromising? Because if you have 10 vehicles, you are doing 80 people per session per month. You understand? And this is a very big community. How do you now cope? Good. 20 vehicles. Will you be buying vehicle all the time? No. There's a model that a school we went to employ. They contacted a lot of people in the university community. If you have a manual vehicle that you're not using, most people don't drive manual like before again. You bring it in. The school service it. They use it to train. Then an agreement is with there's an MOU to pay you monthly. It generates money for it's a lease kind of assignment. So you can have but this vehicle must be branded. You will leave it to you branded. It's not your own. You use it to operate. And I think it's doable because you can't be buying 100 vehicles for 1,000 students. Where's the money? How do you maintain it? But those ones are leasable and you can begin to do something about it. And that brings us to a point whereby your instructors in the house are thank God you're part of our workshop. What we are going to look at is training your instructor in the house and certify them as certified instructor, not just general workshop. If you remember, we made it mandatory that from this year we'll be doing that. If not because of time constraint, we are looking at by the end of we're supposed to have done in January. But other activities is just
True.
so we're still looking at how we can do such for a larger body of driving school. But in just specific, bring all your instructors together. Four is not enough for you. Four to go all day. To come and train and certify them. The first module of outside what they know, what they know, there's an improvement. It will interest you to know that Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, they have a diploma awarding program in driving instruction approved by MBT. NITT, they have a diploma awarding program in driving instruction. No, NITT here in Zaire. So that is the way of professionalizing instruction here as a vocation that you can. And we don't have been privileged to see that company like Dangote, Greenville pay heavily to bring expert instructors. You know, artisans, so that you guys are more knowledgeable than them. All they know is from the one instructor certifies, and they bring them, paying them a lot of money. If you go to Greenville, you see a lot of white men there. Well, you there with me? No, Omotocha was there with me. So about 8. The Colombian, and they couldn't communicate, but they know what they are doing. You understand? That is where we are. So we want to believe that we'll get there very shortly.
I think that model went down to cut down on
yes. It's working. It's working. Conductors conversion program to driver, and it's very strict. We are there. And before I if there's anything I miss, please, you know, I talk a lot, so there might be some wrong. We are looking at engaging people in an MOU. What that entails is we have our men seconded to 8. Dangote, I have about 14 of them. NGO, I have about 12 of them. All over the country, they are our training instructors. We are even short of them. But because we want something better than what we have on ground now, if we enter into a workable MOU, our men can work within here. And it's a win-win thing. Even if you want them to come and be teaching, yes, if you want them to come and be teaching highway code, which I know you can, but who will teach better? I'm sure you know that. Who will teach better? So we are going to look at, we are going to suggest to you to look at, you know, how we can do an MOU, and then will come and work with you. You can't keep them for too long. We don't even like leaving them for too long because we are short of them. Then that is a way to go.
Okay, so we should initiate an
You make a formal request, then we'll sit down and tell you that we can give you 2 to work with you for a while, or 3. And once that is done, it's just to give a bite to what you are doing now. It's not in any way just changing anything there. Because what I'm seeing so far is basically what we are looking for. Should there be any gap or advice accordingly? But what I'm seeing so far is that. Then again, we want a situation whereby you do trucks. Truck training. I'm sure. Yes. In no time, you have to get a training truck, you know, and that is the most rewarding aspect of driving.
They only have trucks.
Okay, have one. And those trucks,
buses.
Yes, the truck. I was privileged to when video where about 55 female truck drivers were trained. Itori were there. Over 50 female truck drivers were trained by Lafarge, and they are truck certified drivers. And as at the time we're there, 36 of them left for Canada as truck drivers. So I'm sure you know that they pay more there. Yeah. And so if you are living with my training there, you pay more here and get paid higher there. So please do truck. That is where I'm going. Do truck. That is where globally everybody is going. Everybody is going because the white that we know they are very lazy. They would rather come and drive their truck and pay you for them, you know. And every day, Saudi, Canada, we see schools doing that. And we expect you to do that. And again, it comes back to skill certification again, like I said. NSQL, I'm going to give the manual to your representative or you can deploy effectively. We have quality assessors, we have QM to do that will assess you to qualify to be certified. We have it, we have a lot of my staff, they are all assessors, certified by MBT. Once you do that, certificate once you present anywhere in the world, just like you go for any job, this thing you have to do with private, say bring a trade test. Trade test is from the labor perspective of knowing what you are doing as a labor provider. NSQF is from safety perspective of knowing that you operate in tandem with safety provisions. You understand? There are two different things, you understand? So you want to look at truck and the issue. And having said all that, create an inaugural class before I give room for another major contribution. Create an inaugural class such that my principal, who is very interested in what that is a commercial, will come and declare the class open. We want to make it a press so that it to be a win-win thing. People would prefer to subscribe to University of Abuja Driving Academy. Sorry, I'm not running any business. You understand? It's the same certificate, of course, that you are issuing. But the agenda, I trained in University Abuja Driving School. You have some measure of bragging rights, you understand? And service to Asai is if he knows and there's any misfortune or criminality about your driving conduct, we can track and trace you back to the training school. This man that crashed, that world boxer, Anthony Joshua, as at the last car, the case is in court. We'll be able to trace the driving school that issued that license to that driver from the certificate that you issued. Where I have the information. It's centrally there. So if you train from here, if your products are not good, it's a minus to you. We will know from the conduct of your driver. And if they are good, we will also know. It's traceable. So it is serious. Our process is IT driven. It knows. DSSP as a process is 100% ICT driven. So there's lesser human interference in the course of doing what we are doing. And we are headed for a more stringent condition to getting driver's license. That is where you will have work to do. We are going ahead to subscribe to CBT, Central CBT. So instead of you conducting CBT here now, because we have had complaints of assisting applicants to write exam, no. We are looking at gateways. We might even end up using jam sets, CBC center. We have engaged them. We want to use their gateway. Train here, do your initial testimonial examination here. That will prepare you for that one. If you don't pass that one, you'll come back. And retrain again. So, the last time you came, you mentioned something like that, either UK or so that it's like going for a professorial kind of interview. Yes. So we want it like that, and I'm sure before the next workshop that will start in March, so that the full handshake has taken place, or we are almost there. So having said that, I feel welcomed and welcomed, and I can't be less happy than as I'm expressing it now. Doing a good job, bro. And the energy you are committing to this, I don't know where you're getting it from, but the Lord is your strength. Let me see that because it takes a lot of push, head and tail to get to where we are. Thank you for now. If there are questions I need to answer, because I am mentoring and
I want to really appreciate the officers that find time to come here. Not just they are coming, for record, not just they are coming today. They have been behind the push to have this center. Also, Mr. Destiny has also been tremendous to take us to where we are. And sir, I want to appreciate you too. I remember a time you called and said, how are you doing in that place? And when we started, it's like a dream. And my cousin called me. He said, that is your guy. He may not pick up, but he will call you back. And you call him, he said, come tomorrow. Come tomorrow. We didn't prepare anything. We quickly went and wrote something. And I sent him. He's the one that came, barista. That
Yeah.
was it. Yeah.
We greeted very familiar. I greeted him. Did I salute you like this?
It's the registrar staff.
Okay.
And it's with us in the Cyrus office. So it's the representative of the registrar. So he went there. Me, I just say, go and see what will come out of it. But when you send so many things to us, even without paying for it, because they say, no, you are supposed to pay for it, go there. So it shows your interest in putting this thing here. And also, we have the ear of the then acting vice chancellor, Professor Mark. In fact, she was so excited. I said, oh yeah, whatever it means, let's go.